Most common visa types. Australia's visa system is not for the faint-hearted. There are so many types and many more subclasses of visas. You may almost need a master's degree to find your way. However, most of us are not experts, so the best advice is to seek professional advice when it comes to visa matters. I will not touch on the visitor and tourist visas, as these are quite easy to obtain if you would like to spend your holidays here. Likewise, I will exclude refugees, humanitarian, and medical condition visas, as these are special circumstances. I will focus on those categories that allow you to stay here longer and study or work. In a nutshell, you will have the following programs to choose from: study and training visas, work visas, permanent residency visas, partner and family visas. You can complete your own application or work with an agency who can advise you and help prepare the huge pile of paperwork that is required. There are many agencies to choose from. Check their license, experience, reviews on social media, Google, and their success rate. You may want to have a consultation with 2 or 3 agencies before you decide which one to work with. Some offer free assessment, some charge a fee for consultation. Study and training visas. As the name says, this visa type is for students who wish to study in Australia. The most common subclass is 500, which can grant you opportunity to study and live here for up to 5 years. You can submit this visa from overseas, offshore, or while in Australia, onshore. This visa allows you to study in Australia on eligible courses and work 24 hours per week. Not many people are aware that you can bring your partner on a student visa and only one of you need a student visa, not both. If you decide to obtain a student visa, your partner who is on your visa will be granted permission to live and work here. Your partner either has the same work rights as you, or if your partner is studying for his or her master's degree or PhD, then you can work full-time, 40 hours per week. You can find the most up-to-date information on the Australian Immigration and Citizenship websites. Work visas. There are at least 20 different visa classes in this category. Another common name for this visa is sponsored visa. This means you have someone, like an employer, who wants you to come to Australia and they will take responsibility for you. From experience, if you want to apply for a sponsor visa, it is easier to find sponsors when you are already in Australia than from overseas. Unless you have some extreme special skills that are highly desired, I would recommend finding sponsorship when you are already here. You can significantly increase your chances to find a sponsor if your occupation is on the skills shortages list in the critical sectors. For example, information technology, construction, trades, healthcare, childcare, aged care. The next links take you to the list of priority occupations and their demand forecast and the priority migration skilled occupation list. Be aware that many companies, especially the smaller organizations, do not understand the sponsor visa process and they lack legal and financial information. Work visa sponsorship does cost money for the sponsor company. It involves lots of documents and data that the sponsor needs to submit. It is a complex process. Large companies have their own legal departments who help with the application, or they may work with immigration law firms or a visa agency. When you are negotiating with a company for sponsorship, check how they are going to navigate the maze and who is helping them to do so. One of the most important requirements for the sponsorship visa is English language proficiency. Depending on the type of visa, you will need to demonstrate your English language skill and achieve the required IELTS score. This is the International English Language Testing System. It is useful to note that your partner on your visa, however, may not be required to take an English language test, and your sponsor can pay for your partner instead of taking the test. Nevertheless, if your partner speaks good English, he or she will be able to find a good job sooner. Another category within this work class is an investment or business visa. Most people do not have the necessary funds to apply for these types of visa, but who knows? You may have inherited a fortune or won the lottery and you want to set up a business in Australia. You need a big bucket of money between $1.5 million and $5 million and invest in a business that meets certain requirements. Permanent residency PR visas. This is for qualified immigrants who meet all the eligibility criteria through the Skilled Migration Program, as discussed earlier in this chapter. The most common subclass is 189. You can check your eligibility, the points you scored, and if you are above 65 points and younger than 45 years old, you can apply. Some countries' citizens have an easier road. If you are from New Zealand, UK, or Hong Kong, you have a faster pathway. You can find lots of information on subclass 189 on the government websites. Family visas. I have counted 23 different types in this category. You may have relatives, aged parents, or dependent children who you would like to be reunited with. Or you may have a fiancé who you would like to marry and live together. There are many options depending on your specific circumstances. You can check the details on the immigration website under Partner and Family Visas.